Tonight on Air Rescue,
We've been so much worse.
the everyday hero who risked his life to save another.
The thing was rolling and the guys were pulling kids off. And there was one kid in the middle and she was just frozen stiff.
What went wrong?
Child pulled a hot bucket of water over herself.
The race to save little Sonny.
As I look at him and hear him scream, I can actually feel myself start to get emotional and trying to fight back tears.
Looking nervous, you want to get out of here.
And the mission in jeopardy as a storm front hits hard.
Got two sets of power lines here, one above one another.
At base, there's no downtime for the flight crew.
Okay, thanks, Ray. Okay, bye.
Westpac 2 is on the move.
That's a lift off for Marywall, property 20 minutes north of Marywall on the Willow Road.
We're going to a farming accident. It's a bit further than sort of what we intended. We'd go with standard fuel, but just to give us a bit more time, we'll just chuck a little bit of extra fuel on board.
Crewman Nathan Langham has been with the service for 10 years. He loves the variety, the challenge. No 2 days are ever the same.
Right, Cadeo.
It's often the case that the team starts the mission with little information on the incident or the location.
Hey, boys.
They have to rely on updates en route.
Thought I'd see you a bit earlier than this.
We've been flat out.
Have you?
Thanks, Westpac has departed base with paramedics on board.
Guys, what are we actually going to? We haven't got a job yet.
Yeah, 40-year-old bloke was trying to chase his ute down a slope on this property. It's gone down some sort of embankment or something.
So has the car run over it?
Well, he didn't say.
Initial details are sketchy, but it doesn't sound promising. It's a 50-minute trip to the farm through an area where eagles can make flying a real danger.
An eagle just above us on the nose, just passing over. And there's another one just further on the nose.
Flying to this area, it's like there's lots and lots of eagles. Obviously, if you're travelling at 220 k's an hour and an eagle comes through your front windscreen, then it's not going to be good for anyone or the aircraft.
Another eagle at the left, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock high in the hour. Yeah, got
Great side of things.
It's not parachutes, it's eagles.
The farm is in sight. Nathan prepares for landing.
75 to run, just passing the car down.
Pilot Ozzy gets them safely to ground.
Yeah, beautiful.
You happy there?
Yep.
What the crew now know is that the patient jumped from a moving ute with the child in his arms.
Newcastle Pelican area, helicopter Westpac 1. Southbound 1400, tracking 163 for the Budgie area.
The crew of Westpac 1 are responding to a child in need.
Just quickly, guys, we've got a 9-month-old baby. Pulled a bucket of boiling hot water onto herself.
An injured infant. It's the call dads like pilot Graham Anderson dread. He's the crew larrikin.
Looks like we might have mum with us too.
But there's no time for light-hearted banter today.
Any job with children can be a bit hard, especially when they're young.
On days like these, fears can run wild.
You tend to speculate what's happened, but you can't. You've got to step back, just take the reports that you get.
From the car on scene, she has full partial burns to her left arm, both legs and abdomen.
Burns as an injury are quite serious. They can be quite disfiguring and certainly very painful, and it's just compounded by the fact that you have a young child who can't really understand what you're trying to say to them.
The burns unit at the Children's Hospital at Westmead is alerted.
They've requested that once the paramedics on board have sighted the patient and assessed the patient, if you can then contact MRU to discuss patient condition.
It should be it there, mate. Coming up on the nose. Just clear in the back, 3 doors. Yep, clear the door.
Okay, clear of trees, clear down, port and right.
The chopper sets down at the oval where the patient, a boy and not a girl as first thought, is receiving preliminary treatment in the ambulance.
Well clear and left. Clear out. Copy, I'll clear out.
As the flight paramedics approach, The baby's heart-wrenching cries cut deep. Unable to communicate with the child means the rescue team will need all of their composure and experience just to assess the extent of the little boy's burns. Coming up, kicked by an angry cow.
Kick coming up can be quite damaging.
And running out of time.
You better find him quick, because this weather's going to come in real fast.
And the devoted dad who threw himself in harm's way.
So I just grabbed her and just bailed out the side.
Would you do the same? Jumping from the back of a ute as it speeds towards a steep ravine is rarely the recipe for a happy ending. So it seems it's patient Andy's lucky day.
He's got lower leg fractures. That appears to be his only injury at this point in time. Local cars on scene.
And he's rolled down a hill and his leg. He's had 7.5 from off and 4 on downs.
Okay.
How you going, man? I'm Andy and the other guy's Dave.
So what's going over your leg? Is it a wheel?
No, it's just the speed. It's flying. We're doing about 30 k's.
Okay, so you've jumped out of the car as it's moving. No drums. That pain's tolerable, is it?
Yeah.
So Andy, you're happy for us to carry up, mate?
Yeah.
However useful the morphine is in reducing pain and anxiety, it can also mask the true extent of the injuries.
Okay, just nice and slow.
And the suspected fracture in Andy's leg may well be more serious. But Andy's not thinking about himself at the moment. It turns out he performed a rescue of his own today, diving from a runaway ute with a scared little girl in his arms. This is Sophie, the girl he saved. And this is the ute.
Nice day for it.
Honey, it could have been so much worse.
She's not.
Could have been so much worse.
I can't believe that kid's not.
Yeah, she's sitting down
Thanks to
watching
you,
a
man,
movie.
so that's all you got to think about.
And lucky it's you.
Okay.
All right?
Dazed and in emotional shock from the injury and thoughts of what could have been, Andy is loaded into the chopper.
Yeah.
Hey, you.
There you go.
Sent on his way with a loving kiss.
Free takeoff. Free takeoff, T's and P's. All in the green. Up tailgating right, 180 and departing to the 6 o'clock.
Once they're safely in the air, Andy relives the horrifying incident.
I parked the car and turned it off, pulled the handbrake on, and kids are all in the back, and suddenly there's commotion, and the thing was rolling, and the guys were pulling kids off, and there was one kid in the middle, and she was just frozen stiff. I don't know how I got into the tray, and by that time it was picking up some pretty serious speed, and I just grabbed her and just bailed out the side and just barrel rolled through the scrub. Yeah, but I was just like, I could not do it. Westpac base, Westpac 1 will be landing at John Hunter at 1440, 1440. It's just very frustrating. We're going to Japan next weekend, which I don't think is going to happen anymore. Yeah, you're still alive to do it.
It seems that Andy is a hero. Without his bravery and quick thinking, there's a real chance the little girl could have been seriously injured.
The guy's done well. That was one of those gut-wrenching jobs that just could have turned disastrous. He's jumped in the back in time, got the kids out, and in the process injured himself, but I'd rather be thinking about a broken leg than watching a kid go down the gully.
Sonny is in unimaginable pain. Flight paramedic John is briefed by the ground crew.
Mate, we've got an 8-month-old child in here. Got deep partial thickness burns to the left arm, peeling of the skin, both thighs, and on the abdomen.
Thickness burns are 2nd or 3rd degree. It means the damage has penetrated the skin, and it's agony.
Being a father or a grandfather sometimes makes it worse because you've been through this yourself, you've had your own kids,
A career paramedic, John is just days away from retirement. This is one rescue he'll never forget.
What's your name, John? Cara? Okay. I'm John Cara, okay? Did you cool him straight away, sweetie? Did you put him under the cool water? Yes. Straight away? Okay, good girl.
The first course of action is to apply cold water. It decreases the depth of the burn and helps reduce scarring. Cries for help tug at the heartstrings of everyone involved.
You listen to poor Bubba, I mean, that's pretty close to home, unfortunately. The little ones, you hear a little baby screaming like that, it's been tragic.
Mum Cara is simply lost for words.
I wonder if the hydrogel dressing might be a bit might hold it on.
The jelly tot packs work, like the cold water, but can be moulded around the injury.
Come on, mate. Okay, give us your arm there, sonny. Come on, mate.
With the cooling gel applied, the foil wrap will keep the rest of his body warm on the trip to hospital.
I think we're going to go down to Sydney, so it's a specialist burns unit. But yeah, I can't imagine what Mum's going through.
One more. What have we got planned, mate? We've got a bed there for Mum.
One more. Yeah, Mum's going to step. Mum, come with us.
Mum Cara, clearly still in shock, heads to the chopper, ready to carry a precious cargo to hospital.
Lie down there for me. Just lay back, and we're just going to put Bub in your arms, okay?
There you go, Mum. It's coming in.
Mum and baby are now ready for the 23-minute flight to the Children's Hospital at Westmead.
This is the most emotional point for me in regards to this job. You know, as I look at him and hear him scream, I can actually feel myself starting to get emotional and trying to fight back tears.
Coming up, a mission in jeopardy as a massive storm front hits. Can they get him out in time?
Got two sets of power lines here, one above one another.
You can feel for Mum. You know how she's feeling.
And Mum and Sonny's burns nightmare continues.
Two helicopter is about to become airborne out of the Budgie Soccer Oval, departing to the south on climb.
9-month-old Sonny and his mum are being flown to the burns unit at the Children's Hospital at Westmead. An accident at home has left Sonny with extensive second or possibly third-degree burns. It would be little comfort to Mum Cara to know that 80% of all burns happen at home. Right now, she just wants her little boy free from pain.
You can feel for Mum. You know how she's feeling. We're getting her to the hospital as quick as we physically can.
We're expecting him to settle down a bit with that morphine. Okay, it's got to break through that pain for him.
The small dose of morphine and heavy dose of Mum's love has done the trick. Finally, Sonny is calm.
Really touched home with that little boy, and I'm feeling a little bit relieved at the moment that we're on our way and we'll be in Westmead in about 15 minutes.
Helicopter Westpac 1. We're just on our way in with one patient, one 9-month-old baby with burns. We'll be landing down on the nets pad.
They've made it. But Mum Cara and the crew are still on tenterhooks. How much damage has already been done? At base, the afternoon crew has just received an SOS from a farmhand on a remote cattle property.
We're thinking, well, I'm thinking, you've got a possible chest or a head injury, because when those big cows or horses kick you, they kick you, and they only kick you once.
Morning, panel. Clear. Up nose to the right.
As they get airborne, further details of the bovine mishap come to light.
We're heading to a remote property at Whitten for a gentleman, 25-year-old, that's been kicked in by a cow. There's a fair bit of weight in the cow, so a kick from a cow can be quite damaging.
Today's lead flight paramedic is Brad Taylor. With little detail about the state of the patient on the start of most missions, he has a lot to think about.
There's so many things that we need to consider that are going through the back of my mind. Head injuries, pelvic injuries, spinal injuries.
The remote location means the chopper is the fastest way in.
west-southwest of Denman.
The crew never gave the GPS, but crucially the chart showed topography and potential hazards. It's good old map reading from here on in.
We better find him quick because this weather's going to come in real fast.
As chief pilot, Mike De Winton has his mission priorities firmly in focus.
We as rescuers cannot afford to have to be rescued. So when it comes to safety, we have to look at the aircraft and crew safety as paramount, and we will make a decision based exactly on that.
The wild weather is a major concern.
Well, we weren't expecting thunderstorms, we were expecting some heavy rain, but there is a significant cell to the west of us now, which is moving in very fast.
With the storm clouds closing in, patient turnaround time has become critical.
I'm between the two houses. If you come down between the two houses, you'll be fine. Yeah. Okay, we've got you sorted. Thank you.
Yeah, just over the top of these wires, Pete.
And there's another set beyond. Forward 10, clear left.
Coming down.
Well clear underneath. 3 off the ground.
The crew arrives to find Brendan, the unfortunate farmhand, in excruciating pain. He copped a cow kick square on the leg as he was loading the animal into a truck. His kneecap could be shattered, bones broken.
Now, just before we go any further, mate, we have got a bit of an issue with the storm coming in, and we've got to fly you out.
All they have time for now is a quick shot of morphine to dull the pain.
Looking nervous, want to get out of here.
If that storm front hits, the chopper will have to be grounded, the mission aborted. Coming up, 3 anxious men standing by.
It was just a mop bucket with hot water in it. Mum, she turned her head for a second, and that's all it takes. These little ones, they're so quick.
Waiting for the verdict on Sonny. On the remote cattle property, farmhand Brendan's morphine jab has hit hard, much like the cow that kicked him. The real problem is the weather. The storm front is closing in and the crew has just minutes to get him on board and get out.
Is that what, an hour and a half? Is that what drive you got?
With visibility low and getting worse, there's no room for error.
We've got 2 sets of power lines here, one above one another.
You've got not good visual references below us, but I have got plenty on the way up, so you keep an eye on the ground because I can't see a lot.
Still well clear, got a positive rate of climb, 1,000 foot a minute.
Yeah, the paras have done a great job. We've got the patient in, but as we're starting now, the weather has absolutely hit us, and we've got pretty bad reduction in visibility due to the heavy rain, the heavy winds. So I will only be happy once we get to a safe height where we're clear of the tops of the hills and also into a bit of clear air.
The turbulence and heavy dose of morphine is giving the patient a rough ride.
It has been a bit of a rush job due to the conditions outside. But all in all, he looks pretty good at the moment, a lot better than what we got him initially.
Yeah, it got a bit busy there because there was that storm coming in. We couldn't hang around the ground, otherwise we wouldn't have been able to get airborne. We'd have been stuck in that valley for the night probably.
Finally, pilot Mike clears the storm.
We all enjoy to challenge ourselves, but sometimes the challenges can come a little bit hairier than you want them to be.
The angelic face says it all. Westpac 1 has arrived at the Westmead Children's Hospital.
Thank you. That's all right. We'll stick with you now. We'll hand you over to the hospital. Okay.
Yeah, Mum, I'll just put that in there for you.
We'll teddy for you.
Okay. Sonny and Mum Cara are rushed into the specialist burns unit. With extensive damage done to his limbs and abdomen, there's a lot to assess.
So we'll get them here and hopefully they'll give us some good news.
Usually when the helicopter drops a patient at hospital, the crew relax. But today, While waiting for the paramedics to return, everyone is anxious to hear news of little Sonny.
It was just a mop bucket with hot water in it. Mum, she turned head for a second, and that's all it takes. These little ones, they're so quick.
He's okay, yeah. The burns are significant in places, but otherwise he's got a fair extent of burns, but most of them are fairly insignificant.
Oh, okay.
Some of them around his arm need to be checked out, but they don't go right around the limb, which can be a problem.
Westpac 1 can now return to base.
I'm so glad at the moment that we've contributed to helping this little baby boy get the treatment that he needs. Accidents happen, and that's the most terrifying thing when it comes to little ones.
Next week on Air Rescue, life on the edge for the rapid response team.
And clear to edge down. Your line is good.
As a lost tourist clings for dear life.
Man, how the hell did she get there?
One of Australia's deadliest roads
We've got trees directly underneath the rotors here.
claims another rider.
The moment you try and move him or touch him, he's screaming at you.
And a day at the beach goes horribly wrong for a young couple.
She was dumped head first, paying 7 out of 10.
She called my name out. I just ran down because I knew she was in trouble.